I'll call the meeting to order. Start with pledge of allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So we need to do anything with new members.
Yeah,
So Nancy gonna be full time or associate? Okay.
Yep.
So. So we don't,
They have to be sworn in at some point, don't they?
She already has it.
yeah, usually do that upstairs.
Yeah.
You're, well, depending. And we have public hearings tonight, correct?
Correct.
Any old business?
Nothing that we're addressing tonight.
Okay. I guess we go to 6, new business. KB cog would like to present the town's updated ordinance with revisions. You're up. Thank you.
Hey all, I'm Jessica Cobb. I'm the senior planner at the Kennebec Valley Council of Governments, and I did the ordinance revisions related to LD 2003 year ordinances. Well, I proposed them. I am assuming everybody got a chance to look at them. I'm not sure how, so normally when I do this, I go line by line through them with the town, the committee. Is that all what you had in mind? I'm not
I
sure.
don't know if we need to go line by line, probably just, you know, the areas that need to be looked at, you know, what changes were proposed. Which,
Okay,
nothing
yes,
else,
no,
Come up to the podium.
if you like,
Would that be?
it's up to you, with your choice.
it would be easier to work on my computer,
Yeah, absolutely.
so that way I don't have to
Right,
go back and redo it, if that's.
yeah, whatever's comfortable for you.
I don't know if you all can see me like there. So,
I didn't see any life changing changes in here, mostly
no,
housekeeping.
yes, and there were questions.
I did bring my glasses because it just can't fall. Pretty small. Well,
So I'm gonna start with the building code because I think we can get through that one fairly quickly. That's chapter 3. Is everybody on it? All right, so my first question, I spelled out national fire protection. I just thought it was clear. And this isn't even related to LD 2003, but this last sentence is it's confusing. I'm not even sure what it means. That may be something that you guys want to address in the future. Or, Russell, if you understand it,
Are we on Article 1 or what are we doing?
Boards of Appeal.
yes, chapter 3, article 1,
Okay.
applicability.
I mean, myself, I'm not familiar with this specific thing to even comment.
Right.
I think probably it's best to note that like maybe this is an area that needs to be addressed in the future. You know what I mean? And we could just note that and move forward to the LD 2003 revisions.
So I guess then, let me understand then, so, I mean, I didn't think there was many comments here in the sense of our thick, which is, I don't know if you got through the whole thing,
Yeah,
you know, in the sense of our thick, ordinance.
yes,
So is the intent for taking these things and then us as a board changing this, or are they making a recommendation back to us in how the wording should be done?
So they're making the recommendations back to us, so what she's been doing is working with towns all over, updating and changing ordinances.
Yeah.
And for years, it seemed like ours were just kind of plug and play.
Yeah,
Where
right,
people just kept
yeah.
adding and adding and
Yeah,
adding, and
yeah.
it contradict itself somewhere else.
Right.
So she's dissected the whole thing and finds where the flaws are.
I don't know, I didn't go through the whole thing, so I printed the table of contents and it's 32 pages. I went through the sections that I felt may be affected by LD 2003 and made recommendations or suggestions in those. And the primary, well, actually, I shouldn't even say the primary, the sections that are affected, are chapter 3, the building code and, the zoning ordinance. I can't remember what chapter that is. I don't know if that matters, but those are the two that were affected.
Okay,
But there's other areas that like I double checked because I wanted to be sure that they wouldn't be affected, like the one that's relates to parking and that sort of thing. And in this sewage slash, public sewer one, none of the other ones are affected. And so shoreline zoning supersedes LD 2003, so you don't have to worry about that one either. The same with subdivision, that supersedes LD 2003. So basically for you guys, the sections in your ordinance that are affected by these state mandated changes are the building code and the zoning.
okay,
But to Russell's point, I think there, at some point, it probably ought to be gone through in its entirety, just to make sure that, like, it's the ordinance, to make sure all the areas are consistent with each other and not contradicting each other.
okay, all right,
But that's outside the scope of
okay,
this.
all right, I understand, thank you.
I should have started with a better explanation. I apologize for that.
No, don't apologize, this is good.
Right,
Is everybody familiar with LD?
I was just gonna say, maybe she should just give
Yeah.
an overview.
Yeah.
So I say it was like middle of the year 2022, the states, there's a bill proposed that was eventually adopted that had to do with affordable housing. And part of, it was a three-facet bill, and the rulemaking didn't come out for a long time after that. I can't remember exactly. But in essence, it left the municipalities a very short window to get their ordinances in compliance with this new state mandate. The things that are affected are accessory dwelling units, one. So an accessory dwelling unit cannot be a standalone dwelling unit on a property. It has to be accessory to or subordinate to a primary or, there's another word for it, a primary dwelling unit that is single family dwelling unit that exists on the property. So that's the first area. So it would be a main house and a second house. And as we go through this, it'll become more clear, but there's areas that you guys can decide how and what to regulate relating to the accessory dwelling units. Think like in-law apartment.
Mother-in-law houses.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. The other area is if you have, I can't remember what your lot sizes are, but hypothetically, if you own property in an area that's zoned for a 2-acre minimum, if you had a 4-acre lot, you could put 2 houses on it. As long as, so for all of these, they have to meet the water and sewer requirements as the septic waste disposal standard, I can't remember the name of it, but they have to be in compliance with water and sewer. And it has to be buildable, it can't just be, yeah, you could build wherever. So if you have a double-sized lot, you can build 2 houses on it, or hypothetically, if you had a 6-acre lot, you could build 3 houses on it. and again, there's certain parameters on that that we'll see as we go through this as well. And the third section is, for towns that have water and sewer and, minimum lot sizes, there's the affordable housing aspect of it. And that one's a bit more complicated too, so we'll see examples of that as we get into all of this. I have a feeling that this is probably going to be more than one meeting to go through all of this, and I don't wanna rush you all, I wanna make sure that like I answer any questions that come about, because this is confusing. The biggest challenge is explaining to people the difference between an accessory dwelling unit and two primary dwelling units on one lot. And I think the state could have done a better job of explaining that, or differentiating those two somehow, but it is what it is, and this is what we're working with. Does anybody have any questions?
I guess on an accessory dwelling. If it's accessory to the primary residence. Distances from the primary residence and setbacks from house to house. Probably would be different, potentially different.
It doesn't have setbacks from building to building, but it would have to comply with the side.
Property line setbacks, yes, I want
Yes.
that, right.
Is that what your question?
Well, no, well, I figured it would have to still comply with, property boundaries. But I didn't know if it was gonna make any difference between, how close houses could be on, an accessory to the primary.
No, there's nothing
Okay.
about that, and I haven't actually even worked with a town that has mandated that. I'm not even sure if you can, but if that's something you all are interested in, I can look into that.
I'm not.
Well, no, I just,
That's cool.
I don't see it as a problem in District 4 or things of that sort, but in town, in the smaller lots, that might be more of a concern at that point.
But it is on those small lots, isn't it, based on square footage?
It is like lot coverage of the whole area,
Lot.
but then again, that's like saying you have to put your shed so far away from your house.
Right. I know the big part of this, the LD 2003 through the state was to try to get more housing out there and more, affordable housing, things, that's what they were pushing, to change the rules a little bit.
Oh, so that's another thing, I'm glad you mentioned that, since this has come about and since the state has created the rulemaking. As of this last legislative session. This has changed, but, I know, it's like trying to hit a moving target. But we currently don't have the rule, it just happened, we don't have the rulemaking, and it's not gonna be available for quite some time. I think it would be in the town's best interest to go forward with these revisions rather than waiting for the rulemaking. Because if an application comes before you all related to this, you would have to revert back to the state standards. And you wouldn't get any say whatsoever in the few areas that the state has allowed you all to have a say in what can be done.
And this was something, so the LD 2003, this actually went in front of Catherine when she was here.
Right, I remember, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, we talked about it.
Yes.
Yeah, it was coming.
yes,
Yeah.
and then it kind of
Never-
plateaued for the
nothing happened,
longest
right?
time,
Yeah.
so,
Very good, like,
yeah, we're behind the ball, and so,
Yeah.
You guys aren't the only ones, so.
okay, well, that's good to know.
good.
And we also got a grant for this work, and I think we got that back in 2024. So we're kind of on the tail end of getting this grant utilized and closed out, so. I think we gotta kind of bring everything to a point with the LD 2003 compliance, and then. Once the new rules come out, everybody's gonna be in the same boat, but we gotta do whatever
Do it now.
follow-up changes.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is there any more questions? Alright. Okay. So. Uh. Chapter 3, Article 2, that second. Paragraph. Russell, do you understand that?
Let me see where we are, chapter 3, article 2, inspector of buildings.
Yes.
Yes, I did look that over, I do
The second
understand.
one, administration and inspection,
The second paragraph.
Yep,
you understand that? Okay,
I do,
alright, then I'm just gonna delete my comment.
unless you, no, feel free.
No, as long as you understand it.
Okay.
That's kind of all that matters, Alright, so Article 4, I added. And accessory dwelling units in there, can you all see these changes in the regs?
They are not in color, but they are, underlined.
They're underlined,
Yeah,
okay.
you can see the.
I didn't do anything to your permit fee schedule, although you may wanna factor in. A permit fee for accessory dwelling units, second house on a property, that sort of thing, we can talk about that.
Okay, yeah, we treat those as structures, so we still charge
Oh, it's-
everything under a structure, yes.
Okay, so it's
As
kind of,
long as it's over 100 square feet, the town does
okay,
take that into factor.
alright. I am on the bottom of page 9-3. Under section 108, it says except for 1 and 2 family dwellings, to copy the plans and specifications of the proposed construction. Why is this excluded? Do you? Understand that? I feel like I'm missing something with it.
I think the problem with a lot of this stuff we've done quite a long time.
You know, I got that impression.
You know, I think I've been on for 10 or 12 years and. I'm thinking a lot of this was done 20+ years ago.
So the zoning ordinance, that's definitely evident
Right.
in there. So you think the section 2 is a holdover from a while ago?
I can't say, but wouldn't be surprised if it is.
Okay. To me, this reads like. It sounds like the applicant is supposed to get a third party inspector, is that a thing?
Well, when a third party is commercial, right?
I was just gonna say, for commercial units, they're supposed to have a third party inspector.
So if it's more than 2 structures going, is that considered a commercial venture, or is that?
I think maybe for like multi-family, like
Yeah.
Right.
3 and over.
That's what
Yeah,
I'm thinking, that's why then you need a third party for
exactly.
commercial work.
So maybe this should say for multi-family and commercial. Are you
Okay.
guys, I can make that change.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
So if someone was building 2 or 3 single family, they wouldn't fall into that category. If it's separate buildings.
Correct,
Right,
and like, for example, actually, the old North Lancy building over there.
Right.
That's being turned into an apartment
Right.
complex, so in that theory, we bring in the fire marshals.
Right.
So as long as they're abiding by all the fire marshal standards. And, you know, doing the sprinkler system, overhead doors having enough clearance, you know, everything's good with them on their half. You don't have an issue with any of the work. I'm pretty much just going in and seeing what the building. You know, how they're building and things like that. We have Alex and Pesta still as the plumbing inspector to pass things on that half.
and they had a set of plans,
Yes.
but you stand by a professional engineer.
Yeah.
Right, yes.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, you know, and they had minimal issues with the fire marshals, they did have to put up with sprinklers.
Yeah, I remember that one, we had to, because we made sure the.
Yep.
The water lines going in were adequate.
Yeah, and they confirmed that, and sewer,
Right.
you know, going out, they had minimal issues, I think. They had to raise the emergency exit above the door was one of their only issues in the basement. But all the egress and everything was being met.
that makes more sense that it would be for a commercial. Endeavor.
Yes. Yeah, so we bring the fire marshals in anything commercial, they want
Okay,
to know about, so.
perfect. All right, now we're on to review of building certification, Article 6, Section 101. The first paragraph. Promptly take such actions as may be indicated in the ways of investigation or public hearings to acquaint himself with the merits of the applications. If he finds the proposed building alteration or use of the building form of the law in this ordinance, he may at once issue a permit in writing with his signature. If he finds the proposal in any conflict with the law or this ordinance, he shall affix whatever restrictions or conditions of the proposed constructions or use as maybe in his best judgment, right and proper, or for a reasonable cause, refuse a permit. Is this saying that the CEO can set conditions and restrictions on an application without approval from the planning board? Or the building inspector?
We got that sheet,
Yeah, well,
I'm looking for that as.
Yeah,
you said section 6,
you said it,
yes. I might have a spare copy.
I'm gonna say.
so we got Article 5 application. And that's 9-3, and it goes on to the next one we got is 9-5.
The double sided, the youth, this what you're saying?
Oh, that. That may have been the issue. The original was double sided when I made copies.
so now I know why my glasses weren't.
If you have a full set, I can get copies.
I probably wrote all of it, but this is so here, that
That makes
actually might
sense.
be easier. if you
So the
did-
printer. The original's in double sided, so when I made copies,
Okay.
it skipped, it didn't.
Russell, we're not gonna hold that against you, buddy.
I'm fine.
No, you're not. No, you're not. Let it go.
Let it go.
Let it go.
You just want to speed up the meeting, that's all.
Yeah, well, that's what I was gonna say, maybe we can continue the meeting until next month now, huh? You can get up and speak.
Yes, do you want the zoning one too?
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever back there.
Well,
Actually, I'll bring this down and then I'll take that and
Thank you, Jack.
Say that, so they don't do the code.
Can I email it to him? Would
You could, but he may have to get his computer all up and running.
Okay. Actually, before I lose any of this, is
Or,
there a way to sign on to the internet?
I was gonna say, or I can set you up to the TV.
Yeah, if you wanna do that.
Alright,
We had a technology.
I was gonna say,
I may have spoke too soon.
you can do it better than I can do it.
Alright.
Bring my grandkids in.
That's what I
Is
said.
this, what's the Wi-Fi called? Pittsfield Council Chambers?
Yes, the good question though is if I know the password, hopefully there is.
Now we will be a chance.
Oh, boy. Try Pittsfield 1, 2, 3. Capital P.
Pittsfield 1, 2, 3.
We keep it generic around here. At least we're not using password. Nice. Anyways, I'll get you set up.
So Pittsfield 1, 2, 3 did not.
With that, plug it down. Sorry, but I just get rid of stuff for next day or whatever. I don't want nobody touching. I hate when my phone updates. Only change.
If you wanna. I'm sorry, Peggy, yeah.
No, that's fine.
That's what organization.
No, it's not.
You do what? Just-
With
No worries. I'll just pull up something to pull over.
I know.
Okay.
Those are really-
Hey, that worked.
Start with Netflix.
Yeah. Me.
Perfect.
Well, all right, Russell, there you go.
Can you
Awesome.
I'll let her do that. Can you blow it up from there, or is that something I have to do with the remote?
I can make it bigger. It would still be helpful if possible to sign on.
The Wi-Fi?
Yeah, that way, it saves these changes.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna go to settings and see if I can find the guy for it.
You should push that,
See?
push it
Push
around
that.
so you guys can see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want me to drag it back? Yeah.
Score.
That's bad.
So if you go to admin, the Wi-Fi link admin, the password is Pittsfield 123. The whole town to hear.
Change the tax bills.
I'm sure they're listening.
Oh, you're recording this?
Yeah,
Oh, you're live, huh? You're live.
you're a celebrity tonight.
You too.
I can guarantee you there's a whole, probably one or two people potentially seeing it.
Yeah, he called Jack.
I was at the last council meeting and I forgot to mute my computer. That was me. That was me.
The council meetings are probably a lot more people interested in that than the planning board.
Hey, Jack. Hey, just so you know, you don't have to stress that so much. I have her hooked up to the TV now. Okay, I don't know where you are in it, but everybody can still get a copy, you know, but at least she's at the TV, so. All right, thank you, sir. Bye.
I can't make the.
Can't connect to this network. Are you doing a capital P?
Sure.
Lowercase. Sorry about
That's
that.
okay.
We are very generic.
Could be worse. Ah, there we go. Excellent.
You need something?
I know that this is gonna die.
Oh. Well, I can move the 6-way for you, whatever you need to do.
There is a plug. Oh, it's not.
Yeah, it's
everything.
not attached, unfortunately. Is that 6-way long enough?
I can
can go.
probably.
You probably could move the screen this way.
Of course, it doesn't have it. Could we make it reach this way?
Oh, wait.
Oh, there we go.
The electrical inspector here.
I know, we got wires everywhere.
Now everybody's away now then?
No, you leave.
Think by the end of next month.
Must be senators. But there must be.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm assuming we're
Yeah,
waiting,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, or we can continue on, that's all your choice. Yeah, he's just making coffee.
Well, I mean, he should.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, there is. If you go this, where you take a left, you're right on your right hand side.
That's supposed to be done before then, sorry.
Do you want that blown up a little bit, Walter?
Is it all?
Can you enlarge a little bit?
Nothing crossed.
That's kind of all I
Okay,
got because I'm,
right.
Kind of read that.
yeah,
Coordination schedule and how to.
I'm able to read my notes on here. That might-
I wouldn't have done it, but. Maybe, You're not apple.
No, I know of it, so.
And you can.
Yeah.
Boy, here you go.
Yeah. That stuff. Well, it's worked for you a little bit, I know, that's okay.
So,
There is a side pullout area. I don't know
ooh,
if that may, it's not that big, but.
that's right. Thank you.
It's just an old beer or two.
Right.
I feel like I'm needing this here. So do you set restrictions? You are the building inspector, right?
Yes,
That's what I
so
thought.
restrictions,
And conditions?
We can, absolutely,
before going through the planning board?
depending on what it is, nothing
Okay.
that's like major, for example, if somebody's getting an occupancy permit. You know,
Yes, that would be like squarely through you. it seems like.
yeah, so
Okay.
we can add conditions, you know, if
Okay.
they're there and they're missing something.
Okay, so this isn't even LD 2003 related, I just saw that and it was. It,
Kind of stuck out to you.
yeah, it's something that should probably be clarified. At some point,
Okay,
but. Thank you for doing that, I should have written it down.
oh, shoot.
Thank you.
So note to self, making sure it's not.
Look on both sides.
Yes.
So. Section 102, you can see I just added in the chapter and the title. Um. 7, section 101, determining and ensuring compliance with this code for uses, structures. Uses and structures other than 1 and 2 family dwelling shall be the responsibility of the owner, builder and or architect. Or engineer. How is that? Again, this isn't LP 2003 related. I'm just, it. How does that work? So this is page 9-4.
Very. Okay, sorry, where were we? What were you saying exactly?
So the sentence starting with determining. This one here.
Oh, okay. Determining ensuring compliance with this code. Other than two family dwelling shall be responsible. of the owner, builder. Seems like it kind of contradicts itself.
Yeah,
Shall comply with. Yeah, that
I
does.
think it's. Saying for uses slash structures aside from residential, I think this goes back to that commercial thing.
Oh.
Is that how you all read this too?
That's, yeah, I think it's leaning that way, yeah.
If you want, I can add in that same verbiage, commercial slash multifamily.
So are you questioning the owner, builder and or architect engineer making this determination?
I'm questioning, like. How it's done. How is it ensured? That it's compliant and yeah, who? It's the responsibility of the owner, builder. It just seems kind of. Left up to,
Whoever.
yeah,
We're MUBET code, right?
We are not.
We're not MUBET.
We are under the 4,000, so we haven't adopted MUBET officially.
oh, I didn't know that,
Yes.
oh, okay.
I thought we were.
Oh, really?
I thought we were in that.
Yeah. I thought it was the 4,000?
Yeah, it's 4,000. I think we're at 30.
But I thought you guys, your population was such that it had to be adopted at one point and then it should.
As far as I've been told, that it was never adopted.
Did we used to?
I even spoke with the fire marshals about that recently.
I know in the past, I've had other people complain that they had to follow
Right.
MUBEC code.
Right.
Yeah,
And
I remember Joel talking about it,
Yeah, so we try to uphold towards MUBEC standards, but under 4,000. We're not required to do so. cause actually, I think somebody else had pointed it out and. Under Jacob, nobody could find that we ever adopted Mubeck.
Oh,
Yeah. Even the fire marshals,
I
even.
thought we were.
I know, I know from what I've been told since I've been on, or since Mubeck came in,
Right, we've been about the same amount of time, I thought we were doing that.
right?
And
The guy,
Al is Mubeck certified. Like, but
In a population of 4,000, I thought it was 3,000, was 4,000?
yeah, it's 4,000, and I think the last census.
and I know once you walked in, you're done.
You're in,
Yeah,
right,
And, you know, basically, the wording was sooner or later, everybody's gonna be dragged into it one way or the other.
'Cause I know Russell, I know previous, from years ago, people were doing projects based on MUBEC, you know, with the insulation and all that other stuff, you know, for.
Yeah,
Well, they might have wanted to do that because the standard was high.
no, they
No, I
they
think
forced that,
Steve Seekins was making them do that.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
oh, yeah.
so from my understanding, somebody had even called Steve. And it was never actually adopted, because they were questioning it.
I'm gonna look into how that can be checked. You would probably know though.
Yeah, so the fire marshal's office
Okay,
does know more, and they're aware as well that we're not Mubeck.
oh,
Yes,
but we're supposed to be.
No,
we don't have to be until we're over 4,000
4,000.
residents.
That's what, aren't we over 4,000?
No.
I thought we were.
Where are we at now?
We're at like 39. Or like 38 and some change, 3,800 or 3,900.
But, well. Yeah, I would have thought I thought we were over 4,000
I thought
8 or
we
10
were.
years ago,
Right.
but.
Well, Google it.
Well, it even says we're under the 4,000 in the last census.
Right.
I know we've
I
had.
mean, it says
Well-
on the website, right, how many, what our population is?
And yeah, I had looked. when we
No,
were
it's
doing-
it's definitely under 4,000, but. I don't know, I thought too that it had been higher and then it dropped down. I'm not sure.
Same thing, but there might be some people that might have some legal issues coming.
So,
So anyways.
yeah,
Everybody-
anyway.
everybody-
And, so, okay, someone wants to build a single family dwelling,
39.
you're gonna bring a set of plans?
Yeah.
They have to bring a set of plans into you, right?
Correct,
And you know, do you review the plans?
correct,
And, okay, it doesn't have to meet MUBEC anymore, right?
correct.
Okay. So how is it decided that meets all the structural and insulation and?
So, like I said, we base it off of Mubeck, like even when Al is here,
Mhm.
he knows that not every single thing. Still has to hit state codes for certain things, you know,
Right.
like insulation,
Yeah, window sizes and all that.
window size for egress, you know, the plumbing.
Mhm.
That all still has to meet state code.
Right, but that's it, the plumbing is gonna be its own inspection.
That is,
That's
yeah,
septic is gonna, and the electrical, you know, the service inspection.
correct.
But as far as the
So-
house goes, you,
So building, we pretty much people wanna go towards me back anyways when they're building. Unless somebody's building something that is so far fetched off from UBEC or any of the state codes structurally, then we run into issues. So we try to hold people to MUBEC standards. But technically. It doesn't have to pass all MUBEC standards.
okay, so look under this section 102, is that what we're looking at? So that's basically you, right?
I think that what this is saying is what the other part was saying, that for commercial or. In this case, multifamily housing that is technically would fall under commercial. That's what would have to be. Verified or ensured to be in compliance with this code. By the owner, builder and or architect / engineer. So this is not for 1 and 2 family dwellings. So I think if we just add in the verbiage, commercial. Or.
Multi-family or.
Yeah,
And at that point, once you're getting into like 3 stories and things like that, fire marshals are automatically
right,
involved and.
right, so
sprinkler
I'm thinking
systems.
that's why. It's just,
Well, is it covered in another spot?
Like
Yeah,
life
with-
safety,
I
one-on-one,
mean,
things
I-
like that.
I don't know, I guess I haven't read this part of the. Is it covered in a different spot, and this is, the way this is,
I'm not sure, we'll have to see as we go through this.
okay.
Yeah,
I mean, to me, this is a general, Article 7, general building restrictions. So this is a general building restriction, and it is there, and again, that's just, I'm just not educated in the sense of,
it's not just you, the way that this is written is really, I haven't encountered. It's odd, it's worded very, it's worded and it's set up kind of uniquely.
well, I just read that bullet, that comment in JC6, how. I mean, to me, that it goes right to the owner, builder, and architect engineer.
Yeah,
And they bring their, whatever they wanna do to, our code enforcement officer, and then that code enforcement agrees, disagrees, agrees to what that is saying. For, 1 to 2 family dwellings, all structures shall. Other than 1 or 2 family dwellings, all structures shall comply. Okay, I, see,
Confusing.
I've tried to comprehend some of this stuff, and it is,
Like,
that's why I always go to the table. I go to whatever table there is, and it does help me to,
it's worded oddly, I agree.
and I'm just not educated enough in how this. stuff
No,
would be.
it's not, no, I don't think that's the case, I think it really is, it's worded.
So maybe the thing is, so this general building restrictions, what would be the general, what would be. What this article needs to represent?
So this isn't even LD 2003 related, this thing that I brought up, I just brought it up because it stuck out to me that it's basically leaving the compliance for these type of things up to the person building it, and that doesn't seem the best course of action. This is an area that when you guys revise your ordinance and update it later on, this is something that ought to be addressed. This is kind of outside the scope of LD 2003, but since I'm in here, I think it would make sense for me to throw in the commercial / multifamily to clarify that that's the intent of what this is getting at, those types of uses.
That makes sense, and then if we revisit it down the road,
Yes.
we can modify.
But doesn't the uses, don't you reflect the table, the uses are identified in the, under the different zonings?
Yes, that's under the zoning ordinance. I don't,
Which is separate, would be separate under what we're doing here.
it's separate, yes.
Okay,
I
I think
can't
I got that in
remember,
my head, so good. In the sense of this general building restriction requirement. In the sense of, even though it's talking, for the uses in each zone.
I don't know that this is talking about zones. I think it's.
My head went to where. Going to that table of zoning ordinances, have the uses specified on that table.
Table P.
Yeah,
But I think she's right, it doesn't have to do with zones, it has to do with
the
meeting
uses,
codes. Whether it's single family or multifamily,
correct,
whether then you get a third party or you can do it,
right,
Correct.
right? And zoning would be something separate, I think.
yes. That's
Okay.
probably what you deal with more frequently is the zoning portion of
Yes,
this
definitely,
ordinance.
yeah.
So that's why it
That's
goes to
where
that.
my head is.
What were you saying? I'm sorry.
I don't know, it was a while ago.
Alright, so
There was general confusion and I said, what do we even want this to say? And so that is, and it's kind of clarified now.
Okay.
What it is we want to say. I agree with you that it should include the multifamily commercial aspects.
Okay,
And we should also state the who, because again, you had brought up like who is doing this. And I think that's a very fair question because to me it reads as it's just like, builder owner, and that could be me. I
right,
don't know shit about this. So like, it wouldn't be good if I'm building a building, it's left to me to determine if it's like safe or not.
but I think if it's commercial or multifamily. The reason it's left that way is because it's up to the fire marshal, the fire marshal's review as well. So, yeah, it's,
And
yeah.
that's the benefit of having a MUBEC code. If you're doing it on your own and bring it to Russell, then say, no, you can't, you gotta have this beam this way, or then protect you.
Yeah.
And, you know,
Can they get a building permit if they just draw up a set of housing plans and without any type of,
Engineered.
Engineered plans, so
Yeah.
for homes, we require engineered plans, you know.
Or
we wanna see-
structural-
yes,
structural
we wanna
plans.
see the truss, you know, we want all that submitted with your plans. You know, making sure, cause there's still, you still have to meet like a certain pitch. There's things that they still have to make sure of, you know, that they're doing,
Snow load. Snow load.
yeah,
Yeah.
right, yeah.
you know.
The one exception to all this is agricultural buildings. Even MOBEC does not have anything with agricultural buildings, so there's so much different construction than general commercial buildings and things.
But you still would have to have an engineered, truss system.
Well-
Under architect.
Most trusses, commercial trusses you buy are all engineered
You could have
trusses.
that anyway, but yeah.
But as far as, if a farmer wanted to build a dairy barn, or barn to hold cows, all they need is a basic building permit. They don't need
They can build it on pallets.
engineered, engineered plans.
Okay, right, we digress.
Yeah, let's read this in a little bit. So the next section, this shall establish life safety requirements for all 1 and 2 family dwellings. Initially, I was questioning that, but now after this discussion, I think what this is saying is that 3 family, multifamily would fall under commercial. The way that this is worded, 102.1.1.2, 1 and 2 family dwellings shall be limited to buildings containing not more than 2 dwelling units in which each dwelling unit is occupied by members of a single family with not more than 3 outsiders, if any. I propose that we remove,
Take it out,
That paragraph.
remove
not all of it, just,
it, yeah, agreed, wording.
yeah,
I can understand that, one. That's, I can do that.
that one's easy to get, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
you need to
Lawyer
comprehend
that
that.
one.
More than 3 outsiders. Russell, you got some work to do, buddy. These applicants around here, and these outsiders.
So then, this one I just added in subdivision ordinance. I'm going too quickly, just let me know. Where are we? The bottom of 9-4. 9-4 is behind,
Right, we don't have the page numbers on here.
it's behind the text.
Right.
Yeah, it's behind the text, it's a little hard to read.
Oh, okay, I see that now, 9-4.
Yeah. Alright, and I think. This, I'm not sure what this is, minimum construction requirements, construction shall be in accordance with all of the following. What is this, Russ, do you know?
I would have to do a little bit more digging into that.
Okay, so you don't know either, I was feeling kind of like I probably should
You know.
know, but I don't.
I think basically it's trying to tell us that, you have to go back and make sure you're following all these other.
It is, it's referencing something, and I don't know what it. I think it might be the fire safety thing,
Yeah,
but it should clarify that.
yes.
I think that might be. Yeah, let me just. No, who's this?
You didn't have any other bullets?
Not on this one,
Oh.
you sound disappointed.
It was that noticeable, eh?
No, aside from removing. Oh, no, that's supposed to be there. maybe it's not, that B, I don't know.
Probably the B.
Yeah, 10244.
All right. I think that's it for this section. Unless anybody else sees anything.
And again, this is still the early phases, there's
Right.
other things that need to be changed and adopted. For example, I had actually printed off before you came, this was the Dover area, codes for recreational vehicles. And you'd also sent awesome ones from other towns as well, for us to adopt for RVs and camper living. And
Yes, that's a growing thing.
yeah,
It is.
yes.
That was big in COVID too.
Mhm, yeah. So, and we don't really have anything in our ordinance stating how long or
Yeah,
what the
we mentioned
punishment is for.
We dealt with one out on.
Right.
On Web Road.
And they're back in it.
So, I'm pretty,
They're
yes,
back in it.
so from what I understand, it was a violation of the subsurface water waste. Not abiding by having septic systems and things like that.
But you can also have an ordinance that would make it. Against the town's. Like policy to stay in it for more than a certain number of days.
Yes.
As determined by the ordinance.
So that's what we were looking at, trying to adopt is what we're seeing from other towns. that are Doing that, but like Dover, theirs is 60 days.
Right,
Whereas some towns are 120, so technically. So, for example, when we do run into this issue, if somebody's getting the RV dumped. Their responsibility is to show the town receipts that
yes,
they're doing that. But other than that, there's nothing stopping them from
doing whatever.
doing whatever or having, there's no set amount. So if you pretty much can have like Web Road, kind of like an illegal campground. After
Yes.
so long.
Oh, really? So let me understand what we're talking about here. So I own a property, someone comes in on my property, and I let them, hey, park your RV right there, no big deal, hang out there. We're coming up with an ordinance that says that RV can only sit there on that property for 60 days, 90 days or whatever, and then it has to be moved. That's the restriction.
It can sit there all at once, but if someone's living in it
Yes.
for 60
occupied.
days, occupied.
Occupied,
Yes.
okay.
So if
Or-
you own it in some event, your
Like-
cousins come up for a week, they, not a problem.
Continually,
Right.
I'm assuming you guys,
So what you're saying then, the way that's identified is by the slips for taking the sewage somewhere and removing that from the RV?
Yes, to an extent, but it's still, that's a Band-Aid for the problem. You know, so that's temporary, but if we put something into effect, like say 60 days. After that, the town can take action. And bring somebody to court or charge anything from a fine, say from like $100 to $2,500 a day. If, and some people do have campers here in town on their property, they're hooked up to a septic system, so it kind of goes back to what she was saying, kind of like an accessory dwelling. Oh, they're using the bathroom in the house.
that it doesn't meet building code, so it isn't even considered a dwelling.
No,
So
But I heard two things there. One, that that camper was actually being piped into the septic system somehow. But then I also heard, no, that isn't the case. They're using the dwelling, the main dwelling as taking showers and that type of stuff.
correct, that's the way, so it's not that they're piped directly into the septic system. They're just using it as an accessory dwelling to sleep in. But they have access to a shower, running water, septic, all from the house.
this issue is multifaceted and it's. There's a lot of variables,
Yeah.
and I think it's gonna be challenging to enforce, not just here, but.
Well, that was my next question. Russell, you gonna enforce that one too? And this is.
Yeah, in theory,
I already am.
in theory,
Well, really, that's what happened on what you just described in the web room.
Yes.
in theory, if it's in town on town water and sewer, isn't as big an issue, so to speak, because those items are being taken care of. But if you're on a private septic that's designed for a 2-bedroom home, and technically you've got
Yeah.
5 bedrooms going, using the same system, might have issues.
And if that's a motorized vehicle, does it have to be registered?
So it does have to stay registered because,
I know.
yeah.
Well, we have an ordinance about that.
Yeah,
Right?
so 3 or more become a vehicle graveyard.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, so
Okay.
if they keep it registered, there's all kinds of little loopholes to the thing, you know, and then I had read somewhere else where, well, if they raise it off the ground, it's now technically considered a structure. In our
Then you have
ordinance.
to go into the mean setbacks and.
Exactly.
I don't think it can be considered a structure,
And if you look in our ordinance, I had found.
really?
Yeah.
I don't think that, wow, that's
Yeah,
like a whole nother can of
So
worms.
this is a new thing that you
That's-
feel that we should be putting into the ordinance.
absolutely.
We can work on that.
Yeah.
I'll help you with that.
Awesome.
Let's try to get through, at least a little bit of the zoning ordinance. For these LD 2003 changes, the table of contents,
We didn't get paper on it.
I can make copies of the zoning, I just put them on the sheets.
okay. Do you want me to take these off?
Yeah,
How many pages was the zoning one? I thought I had.
It's long, I don't even know.
Interesting.
Everybody go.
Fire.
No, not gonna be fired. No.
Nobody wants to.
We're gonna put you under observation. Jack is gonna check everything, all these envelopes. As if he doesn't have enough other things to do.
nobody's gonna check mine. I check his. Can you check mine?
Thank you.
This is all the zoning.
Correct, yeah. There's probably parts of it that are
I
not,
have 20 more meetings to go. You
I
guys.
shouldn't have pulled this
Plenty of
back
time to
though.
look these over.
Oh, sorry. Like I'm wasting a ton of paper with that.
No, I'm sorry.
So this is the table of contents that's in the front of the zoning chapter in the whole massive ordinance. And it doesn't, the page numbers aren't right. And it doesn't include the stuff for, the new stuff for wind energy and I can't remember what the other,
Solar.
yes,
Solar,
yeah.
right.
And it's not the same as the table of contents at the beginning of the whole big ordinance. I don't know, it's all messed up. It's, yeah,
I agree. I can't comment on that. But I remember looking at things. Not that I've looked at it a while.
Confusing.
but-
it is confusing. This whole thing needs an overhaul. So June 6th, I'm just, the note here is just saying that needs to be updated when this revision is finished. Sorry, I don't mean to be zooming through this.
No, there's.
Feel free, zoom away.
Alright. Alright, now we're getting into it. Establishment of districts, I'm pretty sure there's a more up-to-date version of this map. I thought Joel had worked on it somewhat recently for the land use map. Are you aware there's something newer than January 2000?
There definitely
I was
is.
gonna say, I thought I remembered newer stuff.
Yeah, we have adopted solar, and what was the other one?
Wind.
Commercial, low
Yeah.
intensity commercial has been added to that as well. I thought you guys had a copy of. What,
We may, but that's the most recent thing according to this.
okay, yeah, that's very okay.
Um. I'll have to look for a date. So. I made some changes to the way this is set up. I referenced table P under each district and said all permitted and conditional uses allowed in the residential districts as well as all required. Lot dimensions and standards are detailed in table P. And for example, the commercial is the table Q and the same information. Yes, and the names of the residential districts, one family residential district, 1 and 2 family. And mobile home residential district, 1 and 2 family residential districts. 1 family community, do you guys call them this, or do you just say like R1, R2, R3?
Yeah,
We, R1, R2, R3, but those are for the whole zone,
What's that, what do you mean?
like R1 is its own
It's
zone.
its own zone,
And it
yes.
may require, it may have a 2 family in it.
Right, that's what I'm saying is the actual name of these things is misleading.
Okay, yeah. I
Um,
see.
I almost think you should delete. Just call it R1.
right.
Yeah,
I don't know, do you want me to do that?
yeah, no, that would make more sense, that's definitely.
We're used to using just R1, 2, or 3.
Yeah, and
Okay.
then looking at the table and seeing like what the uses and conditional uses are for that
Okay,
zone. Versus it. Being like,
okay. What about the commercial ones? Do you want me to do the same thing? Do you call them town center district, highway commercial district, or do you call it C1?
Well, those, I think we've called them those a little bit more,
That one is less
less confusing.
pigeonholing, I don't know. I think that one's okay to leave that way.
Yeah, cause we've used the overlay district, medical overlay district and things of that sort, yeah.
Yeah, I think those are fine, and it makes more sense to leave them that way. I don't know when the last time you all read the descriptions in these.
They're very outdated. Or very confusing.
Very outdated. Here, let me do this, if you wanna read it as it was. Some of them are worse than others. So I propose these changes, also, I couldn't find any information anywhere about planned residential developments. Is that, it's not in the zoning stuff?
I will have to look at them.
Is what he's copying, is that what we're gonna get rid of?
Yeah.
And it might be easier for us to get that.
Yeah, I think
look
so,
at.
I think so too, I'll wait.
Yeah.
There's some blur.
I'm gonna struggle with this.
Yeah, I have the same. I can't, I have a hard time reading it on the screen, it's easier.
Well, that and wait till maybe later.
Yeah,
I know. One of the big things, basically almost everything in town, there's not a big potential for change, cause unless you start taking away houses and things of that sort. If most of that area is built up.
Do we wanna table the rest of this, or do we wanna continue in one?
I
Have you
think,
all had a chance to read this part, the zoning
No.
part?
no,
yeah, so that was not included in their
Right.
packet.
that's what I'm saying, we ought to
Oh,
take this. and
oh, I
take it
understand
with
what
us
you're saying.
Yeah.
and Do it, then, yeah. The best convenient.
I think that would make a lot more sense for you guys.
Yeah.
So I make a motion that we table this, presentation.
Would you need to come back again, or?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I mean, I think it's important. To like explain this and go over it and make sure everybody's on the same.
Yeah.
Page.
Yeah, we can wait a few minutes and see how that was going.
Yeah,
Well, then I should be able to finish the building one and get you guys a more finalized version too.
okay. More for like the LD 2003 part, you're saying?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that, yeah, that has to. Move forward. Sorry about all the confusion tonight,
That's
it's all
okay.
over the place.
No.
You've been just tasting too many cows lately.
8 of them returned,
Really?
right back to this field.
Who found them?
really?
They
Came back?
yeah, they just showed up Sunday morning. We should have in Clinton with it, so
Oh,
I
really?
think they realized that life wasn't for them They worked their way back from
Well, they
Clinton.
must have a calendar, new deer season and moose season and coming, so.
As in this past Sunday?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah, he was shocked to look out his window and like they never left.
Was the fence fixed?
He was trying to figure out which route he should go to, he did fix the fence, he had left it open, hoping they were gonna come back. And no, they did.
What was it?
So we had, started a week before Memorial Day, we had 12 cows get loose.
Oh,
And yeah, and they were pretty close to the interstate. And
Oh,
we
wow.
used every state agency with thermal helicopters and they just kept disappearing on us, 12 big grass-fed beef cows.
So
Oh,
they've been
wow.
running in an area mostly wooded, uninhabited for,
Like 6,000 acres. They've been
Nice.
covering from here to Clinton. Yes, yes, so then we kind of pushed them back from Clinton in kind of an aggressive manner. But they ended up just showing up, they disappeared, we haven't seen them in like almost 3 weeks now, I
Huh.
would say, and then poof, 8 of them
They
showed
got
up back in the guy's pen. All the way.
How many
since-
was there originally?
Total of 12.
So 4 went missing?
well. They were,
There may be a straggler or two, but
a couple of them were,
that's the,
couple of them had help,
yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
Winchester.
Yeah. Someone's freezer.
Some made it home, some went to the lake.
Yeah.
But unfortunately.
You don't want that either, do you?
At least nobody got hurt, at least it didn't
That
end
was
up on
our
the highway.
biggest thing, public
Yeah.
safety.
Yeah,
So that was interesting.
sounds it.
Walter and I both used to be dairy farmers in town, and we don't miss this kind of stuff anymore.
There's a big farm across the street from my parents and almost every time I'm over there, as I'm driving home, there's like cows in the road and people chasing them or just like hanging out on the side of the roadway.
Where is this?
Avon,
Oh,
I live out in the boonies.
yeah, out in the Willie, that's what's called a Willie Max out
In the
there.
willy wags, yeah,
It's a very pretty area though.
it is, it is, yeah.
Let's give a rock to give that man over there a ride.
Oh, okay. You're familiar with the area?
No, I thought, remember, go that way.
I know roughly where it is, I've been through that area once or twice, but it's,
Western Main, right?
yeah,
Yep,
go towards Farmington and head towards Canada, so to speak.
yep, pretty much. I was actually looking on the map before I came here, cause I'm not as familiar with this part of Maine. And I was like, wow, it's the same, like, what do you call it, latitude? More or less.
Right,
It's no farther, I thought it was more south here, it is a little bit, but not much. It's just farther east.
yeah. So is that where your primary residence is over there?
Mhm.
Okay.
I live in New Portland.
Okay.
That was long.
He's up there fighting.
Fine.
Oh, okay.
Right, did you start working up here, in the Peltona? The sewer?
Yeah, it's all done.
Okay.
No harm, no foul. Break anything.
Everything went good.
Wayne Crafton did the inside, well, he has cast iron stuff left over down to the now, got a 40, nice, got the water line from as well.
Oh, so water and sewer,
Yeah, the water line is right over the top of the sewer line, we talked him into getting that out of the way so we get the sewer line out, right, a lot easier this time. So it's all new,
what was it, what was the water line? to
it's
the
copper,
street?
the copper coming in, yeah, I don't know what's coming across, I think it's galvanized copper coming across the street, which is bad. I don't even wanna look at that because it starts leaking, you know? Gonna mess with those old curb stops and boy, oh boy. I don't think that one that his got that turned off, we got it, you know, he's got messing with that stuff. It's undone. The water mains underneath Main Street, right, and we're gonna shut it off. Yeah, that new soil main's coming right across the lawn next year, I guess.
Not like on a diagonal across.
No, I think it's coming up to, what's the herd house, what they call it? You know, that, the one right next to Doc down here?
Yeah.
I think it starts there, that's gonna go down to Nickel Street,
Yeah, there we go.
and then tie into that sewer manhole down there. It's gonna come right down to long.
Okay. Here's your original. So, you guys, we've decided to table this, right, for,
Well, yeah,
that's the smartest.
Give it a chance to do it.
So we have 3 here for now, so the other ones are printing. So I guess we can end the meeting. Well, the other ones are gonna be coming down shortly, so.
You can get your own, get fine. He's the chairperson. More coming.
You could say.
There will be more coming, but as of now, we can.
Table, let's just table it, redo it there.
Okay.
That'd be if you do it.
yeah, that's a bite, 2 minutes of reading here.
Yes, I can.
When do you guys normally meet? Is it always on Mondays?
Generally, that's what it is, but
That's right, we talked about this.
Yep.
Are you guys busy? Would you like me at the next meeting? Or do you want me to email you about that?
Yeah, I'll touch base with everybody and see what we have coming up for the next
And
meeting.
this might take a bit to get through.
Yeah.
And kind of like digest.
Exactly, so we may buy some time,
Yeah,
to go through that.
if any of you want, if you have comments or questions on this as you're going through it, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'd be more than happy to either email you with an explanation or even call. A lot of this is confusing, so if I can help address some questions before the next meeting, I'd be more than happy to do that.
right now on the next meeting, is there much scheduled, if you know?
Not as of now, I know I'll have an appeals meeting coming up, if anything, there may be like one thing for the next meeting.
It's technically, second Monday would be the 11th.
Yeah, it is.
Just a month or so.
Yeah.
Maybe
So,
September.
I'll stay in touch with Jessica and we'll go from there.
And if you wanna talk more about the RV thing.
Yeah, we'll definitely
Okay.
talk, probably
So-
tomorrow or the next day.
Yeah. I'm in the office on Tuesdays too, so I can swing by here and
Oh, okay,
if that works,
Yeah.
that makes things easier.
absolutely.
So are we good with this?
Yeah, we're good with this. You
Okay.
guys have motioned.
Second, then.
Okay.
Any more discussion? Tabling? No? Yes. After vote, all in favor, aye? Opposed? Is it carries? Adjourn. And then now I need a motion.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Okay,
yeah.
no discussion items or anything, or
Make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second it.
All in favor?